Welcome to Science! I'm so glad you guys are back. So earlier this week, we talked about habitats. Do you remember? Did you guys get to see that lesson? Wow. A habitat is where animals live. It provides them with food, water, and shelter. We said that this is kind of like our habitat, a house that we live in. It provides us with food to eat, water to drink, and somewhere to live. Or an apartment is also like our habitat, right? We could live there, we could eat there, and we could drink there. Well, animals that don't live in houses or apartments, pets, have different places around the world that they live, different habitats. There are places all over the world that have different habitats. So this was our desert. Remember, we talked about the desert. The desert is a dry place. It does not rain a lot. It has lots and lots of sand, and there are some little tiny trees here. So an animal that lives there probably is an animal that might be brown, kind of like the sand. It might not drink a lot of water because it does not rain there a lot. And that it can adapt to all that wind blowing in its face, right? From the sand. We talked about the ocean. The ocean was something very, very deep, right? It was a very deep water. It had some green plants at the bottom, some different colored plants. So I think about some animals that I remember that live in the ocean. And I'm like, wait, I remember seeing colorful animals that live down there. Some of them even blend in with where they are, right? They're kind of like camouflaged. They're harder to see. I wonder why they are camouflaged. Why they're camouflaged and don't want to be seen? Do you know? You're right. They probably don't want anything to happen to them. That's their way to hide, right? Hide from different predators. Do you remember this one? Forest, you're right. Do you know we're even going to see a forest in one of our stories this week, Grandpa and I? Oh, I can't wait for you to read that. But there are different animals in that habitat too. Different animals live in different habitats. So think about the animals maybe that you've seen in the forest. I think I've seen a deer. They could probably hide really well in these trees. Do you think that deer could live in the ocean? You think he could? You're right, he couldn't because his body is made for the forest. If it gets cold, he's got some fur to help him. So we're going to play a game today, and we're going to first of all, help the camel find its habitat. And then you guys are also going to find some different animals that go in the habitat. Afterwards, I would love you to draw me a habitat and an animal maybe that would go in there. Are you ready for the challenge? All right, let's go to the game.